Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And I did not watch the fights this weekend. I don't know what happened, but we can talk about some other stuff. I do have some boxing news. It seemed a little relevant, but what did my thumbnail say? Bob done turned from the Grinch to Santa Claus. I tried to told you. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'll be over here dancing. Y'all should see me over here when that intro is playing. Getting off on my own music. Well, welcome in the building. Today is we celebrating Dr. King's holiday or his birthday. Shout outs to Martin Luther King Jr., for being a fabulous guy. A lot of people probably concentrate on some, his I should say not so flattering behavior, but I'm gonna look at the glass as half full and concentrate on the good things he did. As out of a lot of things that he has done and said in the 20th century, one thing that reigns supreme in my head is I really do like to be judged by the content of my character rather than the shell that I'm in. I will always hold that dear to me because I really do. Like he hit the nail on the head when he said that. You guys can chime in at any time to tell me your favorite Dr. King moments or whatever you felt good about him. Do not come in here and spoil the mood and say nothing bad. I mean, you know what? You can say what you want, but don't think that you're gonna spoil my mood or others. Because some people like to concentrate on the bad. I'm gonna concentrate on the good. He wasn't perfect. Was he the best husband? I'm gonna be the first to tell you no. But what he was standing for and what he was fighting for, I align more with that than most other things. Nothing against any other activists or whoever back there. He just made more sense to me. So, but shout outs to Dr. Martin Luther King. Shout outs to the Capricorns. Y'all reign is about to end. the Capricorns. Y'all know Butter that come in on Friday. Her birthday is Thursday. Shout outs to Butter. We won't see her probably. I mean, she can come in if she want to on Thursday, but we probably won't see her until that Friday. But shout outs to Butter. Happy birthday to everybody's birthday just passed. You know, Dwayne Freeman, the one that we be getting it in with on debates. His birthday was yesterday. So shout out to Dwayne Freeman for turning, would you say, the big 2-6. Anywho, happy birthday to you too, King. Um, Water check. This will be my 11th bottle, so that will make 88 ounces. When I'm done with the show, I should be done with this water. But you know, you guys can chime in is how much water you drink. Y'all know I start the show with the water check. I always will say, and I'm gonna keep saying, you're gonna get tired of me saying it. Drink 8 ounces of water before you lay it down at night, and 8 ounces of water to get the engine started when you get up in the morning. So, but drink, we shoot at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we shoot for 100 ounces of water. If you're doing it with us, guess what? You're gonna see a change. You're going to see a change in the way you look, how you feel, and everything. Eric Gomez is in the building. Was popping King. He said, "Bomb squad." Indeed, yes, this Deontay country. Don't y'all forget. Demetrius Bright, my day one, is in the building. Was popping the youth King. Salute Queen T. B fam, 68 ounces of water. Good on you. Good on you. You know, and here's the thing, you guys, we might not always hit the mark on how much water we should drink per day, but it's a concerted effort. We just keep trying. One day it's going to be cool to drink a lot of water. We need to bring water back. But on this King holiday, as I said, the one that's important to me is judge people by the content of their character and not the shell that they come in. I know I changed that a little bit. Shell meaning your race. It could be your culture. It could mean what you look like. Nowadays, you don't even know. But the body you come in is perfect the way God made you. So don't y'all forget that. That's my takeaway. But on to some boxing news. Fury versus White. I'm going to get to the Bob and his Santa Claus ventures. But I'm going to say that for when we let some people get up in here. Fury versus White. The purse bid was delayed yet again. This is the second time this purse bid was delayed. I didn't even know it was delayed the first time. And I'm supposed to be doing the updates, but I honestly didn't know it was delayed. I was waiting on the decision, because it's not altogether clear what the suit was or what kind of deliberations that Dillian White have with the WBC. It's assumed, I know by myself, I know I'm not the only one, that it has more to do with the purse bid. That's what the deliberations were about. That might be true to a certain extent, but there's other extenuating circumstances why Bob. I'm got Bob on my brain. Why the WBC and Dillian White has problems right now. So, I thought that they handled that thing, whatever that was, because they at the level of doing a purse bid right now. So the purse bid was due this Tuesday. It's now delayed until Friday, January 21st. This is about their appeal because the WBC, thanks to Bob. See, Bob worked for you when he want to. Bob, was working in the background to make sure that Tyson Fury get the 80-20. Noah's in the building. Was popping King all the way from Japan. What it do? Salute Queen. Salute to you too, King. So it was due on Tuesday, right? And it got delayed again to January 21st, which is a Friday. And this was based on the appeal of the WBC decision. To my knowledge, Tyson can't go forth with nothing until he gets out of this pickle. Like he's a part of the reason that there's an appeal. He can't just move forward. But Dillian White has to be careful to thread this needle carefully because it might not come out in his favor. And he can. I don't know if he's on the time. I don't know if he's on the timer because remember Tyson is notorious for stalling something out and then saying, "Oh, we out of time." Isn't that what he tried to do to Deontay? Well, you can't really blame me. It was the pandemic. And oh, by the way, we out of time. So Dillian better be careful. And I think I've spoken to this in one of my previous videos that Eddie Hearn told Dillian basically to get the molasses out his ass and make this deal, get it done. I don't know if Dillian is at the end of his career, but he is adamant about getting this 55-45. And I read somewhere that that would have been the normal split. Maybe because Dillian has had to do a 2 title eliminators just to get his shot at it. So I think by the rules, don't quote me, but I believe by the rules, he is owed the 55-45 split. I think y'all know I am not capping for taco meat. Y'all know I don't even like him. I'm just fair is fair. You know what I'm saying? If he's owed it, then nobody should be doing anything to derail what he owed. Just get a man what he owed. Just get back in the habit and boxers doing the fair thing, doing the right thing. You don't have to like everything you do, but try to be genuine and honorable in what you're doing. It'll make this shit go down a little bit easier, or easier to swallow for the fans. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't even like Dillian White, but shit, if he owed it, he owed it. If he had to do 2 title eliminators and that brought his purse split to 55-45, then y'all need to run that. Stop trying to shortchange or lowball people and shit. That's not the business. You know, you ain't gotta like the person enough to treat them fair. Just treat them fair. It's that simple. The original ruling on the 80-20 was December 30th, 2021. So that was the original ruling, and it's now in appeal. Because Bob, again, working behind the scenes, he working hard for the money. He working for somebody. He ain't working for everybody. But Tyson Fury got the complexion for the protection of the collection. So that's no shocker to any of us. That's how I'm going to see it. Anytime you're moving outside the realm of what's supposed to be normal, just to do your fighter a solid, that shows me a lot of things, Bob. You're working hard for your fighter, and you making a way out of no way. You taking lemons, turning them into lemonades. Our only question, Bob, at this point is why you can't do it across the board. You know, is it the shoes? Remember that thing? Remember that video game? Is it the shoes? Is it the color? Is it the skin? I don't know. But y'all remember that video game? I think it was a basketball game. They used to be like, is it the shoes? I don't know, Bob, what motivates you, but if normal is 55-45, stop playing. You you are on your Santa Claus venture right now. Anyway, um, so Bob requested the 80-20. Bob is working and negating or getting Fury, unbanned. That's another nugget that I feel I picked up. I can't say as I can't say if it's exactly true. But don't y'all, I mean, I'm just assuming now. You keep talking about March 26th. That's number one. What we know about Bob, he gets his way most of the time. Bob has been adamant that Tyson Fury is going to fight in the UK. He's been adamant. But now, if Tyson Fury is banned in the UK, then how is that supposed to happen? He can't get a license to fight in the UK. But according to Bob, Tyson Fury's next fight may well be in the UK. So, Bob, you're not just going to say that unless you really doing work behind the scenes. Who are you working with to lift his ban? Should we be shocked that by March, out of the clear blue sky, Tyson Fury's ban is uplifted? Nothing was ever concluded or settled in his wrongdoing. It was never fixed. Demetrius Bright said NBA Jam back in '94. Oh yeah, I know I played it. I couldn't remember. I'm like, is it the shoes? used to play that, Demetrius. '94. That was in our day, right? That was I played it. I can't play them games too long. I get bored quick. Some of them sport game. I think the only game I could play was for a little bit was baseball. Oddly enough, that's the most boring sport to watch ever. I don't even go to baseball games. I understand the nostalgic moments of them, but I don't, and I've looked at baseball movies and thought they were great, but I can't watch them and I don't go to the game. But on a video, I can play them and don't get bored. What's another one? Golf. Oddly enough, and I went to Top Golf for the first time in October last year in Vegas. I was That's the closest to the golf field I've ever been, and I like Top Golf, but I don't know if I could do that shit every day. But on a video game, all day, every day, and tennis. But now the sports that I can watch for a little bit, of course, boxing being number one. I might can watch a football game. I don't know. This gonna be a little bit torturous. And basketball. But I could play all three and have fun. Well, you can't play boxing, but you know what I mean. I've had my moment in the sun. um, but if Bob, going back to that, if Bob knows something that we don't know, we need to let that out because you're doing a lot of extracurricular for Tyson Fury. Bob, I mean, you never stop playing Santa Claus for your favorite fighters. How are you gonna get this man a license? His case has not been fully adjudicated. And because of that, he's not gonna have a license to fight. And I guess they all just dropped it and it was like, oh well, that's why Tyson Fury is over here in the States. But you moving heaven and earth, Bob, for Tyson. But you can't do that straight across the board. That's the issue with Bob. That's the issue that Terrence have with Bob. But that's the little nugget that I picked up when reading about Tyson Fury and Dillian White. In the future, which y'all think is gonna happen with that? Like in the end, I told y'all they two cheaters made the best cheater win, but what do y'all think going to happen? The only thing relevant about both of them is the fact that the WBC belt, and I hate to say that is even something that's relevant, but it's a belt. It's a sanctioned body belt. Jeffrey Duroin, love your videos. Wish you make more content. I'll try. You never know. I keep changing it up. I got something for y'all today too. I'm just trying to be creative sometimes, but sometimes not. I'm more of a get to the business of it all. Like get to the what you call them. And I'm asking you guys to engage. Shout outs to my Facebookers. Come into the YouTube channel. Hit like and subscribe. Everybody come in, smash the like button on your way in, and subscribe if you haven't already. Water check. Get up on your water. Told you I'll be finished with this by the end of the show. That's 88 ounces. I do be getting to like about 96 every night, just so y'all know, because I'm always at 80 ounces and 88 ounces or 72 ounces when I start the show. But I do get up to about 96. I should go more because I could, but I just be like, but what y'all think about Dillian White and Tyson Fury? That is relevant. You know why that's relevant? Because depending on how this play out in the wash, it's possible we could see Deontay coming back this spring. I haven't talked to the champ. I don't know his number or nothing, but I look at it like this. If they told him to be ready, which we know he's going to be ready, because if Tyson Fury do not honor his obligation, he will be stripped of his belt. And if he's stripped, then it's not going to hand it to Dillian because it ain't worth it. We all see what can happen when the public or the fans can feel like you was handed something. They want you to earn it. It brings more respectability when you earn it. So if Deontay was told to be ready, March is a hop, skip, and a jump from here. By the way, feel free to share your videos on my Facebook forum, Undisputed Boxing. No, I don't have a problem, but I don't think it's just that simple. Facebook be killing me. Facebook be killing me. I don't even want to say nothing. Like, I don't know what they be on. They be on some other stuff. Let me tell you, they be on some stuff. But you said Dillian White, Terrence Crawford. Sometimes I feel these fighters need to go old school and take short money if they really feel they can win. That's that's a tactic. I ain't mad at that neither. Because what we can't do is stay in the habit of pocket watching. They ain't cutting us a check. They ain't cutting us a check at all. And I'm gonna tell you, I met Bud Crawford twice. I met him when he was the creme de la creme. Like now, like the last time I met Bud was October last year, right here in Georgia. Before that, met him in Vegas in 2015. He is a mild mannered man. You can tell he's a family man. He's a good guy. But he has a poker face. He know when to hold him and fold him and walk away. I ain't gonna say run because he don't do no running. He knows when to hold him and fold him. And I don't think Bud would even go this far if he ain't have something. But again, Bob Arum. This story was about Dillian White and Tyson Fury. The only relevance to me about this story is that Deontay Wilder might be put back in the mix for this particular belt. Now, why? This is why when people do say it is about the money, I believe you too. I don't discount that all the way because guess what? Mauricio Sulaiman is the last person that would do something right, in my opinion, to someone who's black. The last person. To my casuals that's watching on Facebook or wherever. Mauricio Sulaiman is the WBC president. WBC is one of the sanctioning body belts that a fighter can win. I know it sounds redundant to some of y'all, but I do have people who have expressed to me that they're learning through watching the show. So I want to make sure I cover all bases. So y'all be patient. We got some people taking baby steps. But Mauricio, he's going to do a solid for somebody black? No. He don't care about Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder is the only one out of all of them who you're going to guarantee bring some money in if you put him on the card or have him fighting somebody. There's money in the bank. So that's why they alerted Deontay Wilder like, hey, be on standby because we don't know what this fool going to do. Now, Tyson Fury, as we said before, as many people say, he doesn't like to be told what to do. And sometimes he might even vacate it just on the strength of y'all told me what to do. This fight with him and Dillian, I don't think it's gonna make a lot of money. I don't think nobody really care. If it come on free TV, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. If it come on the zone, I'm sure I can watch it, like because I got the zone. But I don't think nobody's gonna pay for this shit. Dillian White, he's so adamant about this purse split. It could be one of his last fights ever. He could be trying to retire. The dude is not, taco meat is not a spring chicken. So I'm speculating all over the place, and that is exactly what I'm doing, speculating. In the end, let's put it. I wish we could throw bets on it. But I have no way to collect the money and ensure that people pay because I don't care if it's $2. If you owe me $2 off a bet, I need you to run me that. It's the principality of it all. Some people don't be paying. That's why I don't like to get into bets. But if we could bet kind of like in an imaginary way, I think Tyson Fury gonna drop that belt. I think he fed up with people telling him what to do. I think he got a lot of money. He got enough money. He don't give a damn unless he owe money. See, in the Deontay Wilder trilogy, he could have wound up owing money, and that's why he went on ahead and complied and did what he had to do. Scared for his life, didn't want to do it, cried at the damn trial, all kinds of shit. Just a big baby. But now he's set free. His life don't end because he don't take this fight or do anything. He's always he is solidified as far as people who want to be fans of his. He's solidified. God, it just irked me to even say it, but he is. He's gonna go down in the Hall of Fame, I believe. Because people like him like that. But I just feel like, of course, how I feel. It don't even matter. If you ever was a cheater, you can't. To me, you shouldn't even be allowed in the Hall of Fame. But that's beside the point. He's accomplished certain things where I ain't even gonna say did enough. Where he's probably gonna go down in the Hall of Fame. I don't know how soon would he have an asterisk. See, I think about all this stuff. I'm looking at the big picture. I'm looking at him hemming and hawing. I'm looking at what Bob doing. If Bob can pull off the great feat of getting Tyson Fury licensed again in Europe, then the ends justify the means for Tyson to be with Bob. My problem with Bob is like, why you pay him $100 million? How you come up with that off of one fight? That fight made some money, sure. It won't the highest grossing of the three fights, but you made that money because you fought Deontay. You could look at his other fights in between Deontay or before Deontay, he didn't make that much money. So how Bob just arbitrarily just offered this man $100 million contract? Based on what? Is it the skin? I'm gonna keep saying that. Is it the skin? I think so. But we'll see. My prediction is Tyson Fury tired of y'all shit. He tired of the shit. He tired of it. He gonna drop that belt, and Dillian and Deontay might have to get it on. And if they do, I will be here for Deontay for sure. For sure. And I ain't gonna call nothing. Dillian White can't fight. Taco Meat can fight. He can fight. He ain't my favorite fighter by no means. Once cheat, I was cheating in my eyes. He can fight because the only way you can get a reprieve from being a cheater, you gotta go through those motions, go through them steps to show like you want to be forgiven and you that's behind you. He hasn't done that. But anywho, we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted on that. Leo Santa Cruz. He proclaims if all goes well, he's gonna go back down to 126. Leo's story is that of ducking Gary Russell Jr. back in the day. Of course, a lot of people come up from 122 or the lower weight classes, bypass 126 altogether because they don't want that smoke with Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Leo was one of them. It's a handful of them, but he was one. Leo is contemplating going back down in weight. Why? I don't know. I thought once you go up in weight and you're a fully grown man, I mean, going backwards, I would think that that's a hard feat to achieve, but maybe he can do it. Leo walks around like 150, 155. That's a lot of weight to drop. It's about 20, I'm going to say at a minimum 25 pounds. That's still a lot. 126 is going in a whole realm of a different frame. You know what I'm saying? If you develop yourself enough to carry 150 something pounds on you, on your frame, how do you drop to 126? And it's the frame don't change. I don't know. It's complicated. But if all goes well in his fight coming up, he's going to be on the Keith Thurman Barrios undercard. He's fighting somebody named Keenan Carbajal. Hope I'm saying his name correctly. I guess that's gonna be a good fight. I mean, Leo is always an interesting fight, regardless if he ducked Mr. Gary Russell Jr. But he's an interesting fight. So I'm gonna be watching it and everything best I can, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. The true test of my shit talking is gonna start February 5th. Because I said that as of this past week, I said that I am not buying no more PBC fighters. And I'm frozen. Hopefully, can y'all hear me though? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up or say, something. Press 1, 2, 3, whatever, if you can hear me. Tell me I hear. My goodness, I'm froze. I don't know why I'm froze. Hold tight. It said this page isn't responding. Wait. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I'm back. Well, I don't know if it's the emails. I mean the Wi-Fi over here or not. Or you was hearing me the whole time. Whew. I was like, oh my God. But thanks, Demetrius. I really don't know what his power move is. If he going down there and he don't fight Gary Russell Jr., then he wasting his damn time. I don't think nobody will follow him down there. I won't. What you going back down there for? But if he lose, see, he's saying if all goes well, like if he wins the fight, he going back down because everything's working to as according to plan as far as he is concerned. But if he lose, then he gonna stay at 130. I would think that should be flipped around. He said you might need to stop talking about Fury and PBC. I know. Al Heyman, get off my Wi-Fi. Al shutting down my Wi-Fi. I know. Fury is a hot mess. But yeah, I mean, don't y'all think that's strange? He's saying if he lose, that means he need to stay at 130. But if he wins, he need to go back to 126. Am I the only one that think that that's strange? You guys chime in. That sounds kind of strange. If I win, I stay where I go backwards, but if I lose, I stay where I'm at. Maybe feel like he want to go out of the 130 division on a high note. That's the crazy shit I ever heard. If you lose, you definitely need to go back to 126. If you win, you need to stay where you at and go forward. Who y'all think he running from? Best pugilist. No, I'm sorry. PGH Big Dog is in the building. Was popping king. From here, look like best pugilist. Yeah. Low key, I do supposed to wear some glasses. They getting worse. But don't that sound strange? If you win, stay where you at or go forward, go up, not go backwards. Don't get it. It is some young killers at 126. Mr. Russell will be busy if he gets past Mag Sale. Yeah, well, how y'all think that fight gonna turn out? Because that's this month, right? That's the 22nd of this month. You know, Mag Sale, he a cool fighter. I was shocked when he it was that fight he had with Seha or whatever, where he just came back out the blue. And I'm gonna tell you the only reason he came out the blue, because that guy was outboxing his ass. The only reason Max Sale came out the blue and came back for the win is because Seha paused. He took his foot off the gas for a hot couple of seconds. And that's all Max Sale needed. That's why you don't play boxing. Like, that's all. It was just that quick. And it was so quick. You really, if you won't paying attention, you'll miss it. It was just that quick. Because when he came back, he destroyed him right then and there. It won't know we're gonna go into the next round, and now he destroyed him right there. Just that quick. A couple of seconds of not paying attention to detail. But the thing is, Max Sale ain't gonna have that problem with Gary Russell. Gary Russell always pay attention to detail. And if he thought Seha outbox him, Gary's gonna outbox him, but with a little difference, with a little stank on it. Little DMV stank on it. That's what he gonna do. We gonna see. Now, Maxwell, he's in the Pacquiao camp. Now, I'm giving him Pitbull Cruz. I already see it in Casimiro. I can see the T. But Maxwell and Pitbull Cruz, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because pretty soon their head on their shoulders is going to grow. That's what I predict. I hope I'm wrong. That's just an opinion. I predict it. And if their head is starting to grow, y'all already know what time it is. Birds of a feather shall flock together. Pacquiao has never came back and made amends for that stuff, and he never will. That's why it's still with him. It's gonna follow him, and there's always gonna be a situation where he can say, "It's cool. We can still do that." No honor, no integrity. But we shall see. Now, if he go back down there, I understand, Demetrius, you say he's gonna be pretty busy with other fighters because Gary is busy, and there's other fighters he can fight. But if Leo don't take his ass and make that fight with Gary, because see, Maxwell can bounce around to other fighters. You know, if Cool Boy Steph came up to 126, he could bounce around to other fighters. I don't think Leo has that luxury. Why? Because he did it wrong in the first place. In the beginning, when he had a chance to do it right, he did it wrong. So I can't give Leo the benefit of the doubt. I'm thinking at this point, who are you running from at 130? Maybe Leo does not want to face Shakur Stevens. And he know that's just a matter of time. Because if Shakur wants them belts, once he be done with whoever he face, he coming after Leo. If Leo holding the belt at 130. Now, this is the weird thing that I found, because every time I read stuff, I always try to find a little nugget in it. First of all, it seemed like you guys are okay with him going back down. It don't make sense to me, but it's his career. He can do what he want. But the nuggets that I found, I did not know that Leo Santa Cruz holds a title at 126. Did anybody know that? And he has been since August of 2015. Did anyone know that? I never knew that. 2015, that was the year that Pacquiao and Floyd fought. I was in Vegas 2015. I know that. But he's held this title since February 2015. But yet, no mandatories at all. Not nobody petitioning, not him getting ordered. And this is WBA. Now, why on earth would they wait this long? Now, this is the same mother suckers that ordered Ugas to fight Stanionis, didn't even give him a hot month to relax and gel into his solidified championship belt before they put in an order for him to get in some kind of box off where he was not an interim champion, he was a regular champion. But Leo Santa Cruz, another WBA champion, can hold his belt for 7 years without having it defended. Did anyone know this? That's just crazy to me. Talk about favoritism. Is it the shoes? Is it the skin? Yes, and hasn't defended it in over 2 years and haven't been stripped. That is why he named his son Al. Demetrius with the nuggets. Ryan Mackey is in a building. What's popping, King? Salute Queen T checking in to support the channel. Hit the like button, chat. Indeed. I found that interesting, Demetrius, that he's held that title since 2015. And yeah, the last time I think he did fight was 2019. something like that. But he hasn't been stripped or anything. And your analysis that that's why he named his son Al, shit, I guess so. You spot on with that. How fortunate for Leo Santa Cruz to be in the right shell, because it's Martin Luther King Day, and I started off by saying, judge me by the content of my character and not by the shell I'm in. I put my sting to it. But Leo Santa Cruz was in a great shell to be in. We know the WBA is the Venezuela belt, is also the Latinos. It's like, is this a hierarchy? It's Venezuela. If you're from Venezuela, you're going to get that belt. If you, let me see, Venezuela, Latino, and then to the highest bidder. Whereas the WBC is Mexican, Mexican, Mexican. And like I said, if we ain't careful, Muhammad Ali is going to be in 100 years in the history books of Mexican, and Joe Frazier is going to be maybe a Venezuelan. And we won't be able to prove shit. All of us be gone, the eyewitnesses. We got to memorialize them. Everybody write something at home, memorialize it, like Muhammad Ali was black and Smoking Joe was black. I don't give a care what y'all history books say. There's a lot of consensus writing going on. But I was just amazed. I did not know that about Leo. But he hightailed that out of the 126th division, just in my opinion, just to avoid Mr. Gary Russell Jr. He lands at 130. He's doing a couple of fights. Get his ass whooped by Tank. I mean, it was going to happen. And he looking around the landscape and he's seeing people like that could come at him like a Shakur Stevens, doubly get his ass whooped. So now he want to go back down to 126 and do what? How was he able to do that? But again, like I said, WBA was on Uga's ass to get in that box off. Not even a whole hot month. Nigga got the keys to the city a couple of weeks after the fight, and then his ass was in the box off. That's how the WBA treats you. Now, the odd thing too is Ugas is Latino. He's Afro Latino, but see, if you black, you black. That's what it's showing me. The WBA and the WBC be on some fugazi shit for real, for real. But Leo is gonna be on Keith Thurman's undercard, so I don't know how I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not buying no PBC shit. The next PBC fight I buy is gonna be Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's it. So, anywho, I'm gonna move on from Leo. Leo, get your shit together. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. If I don't know what the fuck you talk, I can't be the only one. If you win, you're gonna go down weight. But if you lose, you're gonna stay at the weight. Make that make sense. So, anywho, Taylor versus Serrano is in the final stage of being made. The working date is tentatively April 30th this year. So it's gonna be at Madison Square Garden. It's gonna be for all the belts. I think it's undisputed. It's gonna, whoever walks out of there with this is gonna be undisputed. It's for the lightweight championship, and they're gonna be headlining. And they saying this is the first time women headline. Good for them. There's gonna be some other female boxers on that card too, but they haven't decided who. Once they finalize it, and they will in the next couple of days, we'll find out who that whole card is gonna be. But look out for April 30th with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Boxing doesn't support Cuban fighters Ortiz, Ugas, and Sanchez. Now, Canelo looked like he was, I feel you, Demetrius, on that. Canelo looked like he was trying to rep or big up Sanchez. He was supporting him at this last whatever fight. I don't even know the damn fight, but I remember he was in the audience supporting Sanchez. Sanchez ain't all that to me. What y'all think of him? He ain't all that to me either. They got like, these heavyweights, they be like smoke and mirrors. Remember F.A. Ajaba? They were like smoking mirrors. Now, Deontay, y'all know I have a bias, and I'm going to say I got a bias. This is Deontay country. Y'all can say what y'all want, but I mean, y'all just know I do have a bias. Now, would I do anything wrong doing when I have a bias? No, I'm fair above everything else, but I do have a bias. I got to tell you. So at least I'm being honest. Try to told y'all. So, um, to me, Deontay is the best heavyweight. Sanchez ain't that great. Tyson, he got his talents. Dillian can fight. Taco meat, shit. You know, me the best cheater wins. Usyk and AJ. I'm telling you, part of me felt like AJ threw that fight because he didn't want to have to face Deontay. I think AJ and Dillian was catering their career at the moment around what happens in the Tyson Wilder fight in October. Because remember, Dillian didn't even have a fight lined up. It was supposed to be in the beginning of October, then it wound up being at the end. Supposed to be with Ottawa Land, but it wasn't secured until like the week of or something of the Wilder fight. AJ seemed like he was already bitching up, being scared. Because if he'd won that fight, and Deontay would have won that fight, because we all thought Deontay was going to win. Everybody thought it. Even Tyson Fury thought it. And if Deontay was to win, then AJ, he would have made a beeline to AJ, and it wouldn't be nothing AJ could do. So AJ let it go. He let it go. He's not all that as a fighter. He's a good fighter, but if he faces Otto Wallin, Johnny Rice, or Big Baby, he will get stopped. Are you talking about Tyson, Demetrius? Yeah, that tactic that worked on, it's just weird how fights come out. That tactic that worked on Deontay might not work on them other boys. Even though Deontay can wipe all that ass, but I don't know. And look, you guys, I guess Andre is not moving up after all. I have reported that Andre might be moving up and all this stuff, but I guess he's not moving up after all. Why? Because the WBO has granted him one more week to seal the deal to get his shit together when it comes to what he gonna do. And he has choices. He can vacate the belt and move up and challenge for the current belt. But, Canelo ain't budging on him. Canelo will drop that belt before he even give Andre the time of day. Or he can stay where he at and make that fight with Janovic. Now, Janovic's supposed to be high risk, low reward. And because Andre he's been in the game for a minute, he's really trying to get these belts and fight these big fights. So I think for him, when he makes moves, I don't look at it as ducking, because I never thought he was going to duck Janovic. But somebody, arguably could call him ducking if he would have dropped the belt and left just because the WBA ordered him to fight Janovic. Janovic's supposed to be some kind of hard-hitting person. Never seen him fight or whatever. He's supposed to be halfway decent fighter. I don't know what could come of it. Demetrius said, nah, I'm talking about Sanchez. Tyson beats all the heavyweights. Only one to give him a fight is Wilder. I don't know, Demetrius. I don't know. I really don't know, because the weight of it all, I'm sure, had an effect on why. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying he was way bigger, and that could have had an effect. Sometimes it worked for you, sometimes it don't. Canelo weighing a lot in Floyd in his fight worked against him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that shit work for you. Demetrius Bright said, I take that back. Otto Wallin can be fair. You might got a point right there. Isn't that the one that slid his eye? I think you got a point right there. But going back to Demetrius Andrade, his original scheduled purse bid, because at this point is like at a purse bid. His original scheduled purse bid was January 14th this month. So it was delayed because both of the camps. So let me be clear: both of the camps asked for an additional time for their mandatory title fight. Like, they asked for that extra time, and the WBO granted them. You said that's the one. Yeah, yeah. He was like he split his eye, boy, bad. I wish he had a race bay in the damn glove. I'm just joking. But yeah, they both asked for time, Android and Janovic, and the WBO had announced that it was just too much time passing without an agreement for the Andre's team to present who they want to. What's their alternate plan? What they gonna do? How they gonna roll out with this? Of an interim WBO super middleweight title fight with England's Zach Parker. See, they're not even mentioning Canelo. A super middleweight isn't that 168, right? And Andre's at 160. So if he vacates the WBO and go up to 168, then that super middleweight, where the name Zach Parker come from? Isn't Canelo the undisputed champion at 168? So what nuggets are they dropping? Nugget one, Canelo must gonna drop his fucking WBO belt if Demetrius were to choose to go that route. Because he's not gonna fight Demetrius. If Demetrius stay at 160, he gonna have a hard fight. I'm still, I got him. I got him winning. But I ain't gonna be shocked if he lost. It must suck to have a long ass career and you can't get the big fights. At first, you probably be real patient and shit, but now you coming up the end of your career because all of these niggas in their 30s, so they know their chef life is running out. So he gonna have to shit on the pot to get up. He gonna have to do something because they're not gonna play ball with him. They're not gonna play ball with him. But he still has that choice. He probably got about a week to make a choice. So we'll see. Now, it wasn't much to talk about. Like I said, I didn't look at the fights this weekend. We had a good week yesterday. I love Friday show. Brian, you guys, I love the show. I rewatched it twice. Tell Eat Thriller and all them what's up. I watch you guys, but sometimes I just, I'll be doing other stuff in the background. I sit back and watch y'all all the time. If y'all come on, I'm gonna be there. If I don't catch you in the evening, then I will catch you in the morning. But trust and believe, Brian, I'm watching. I'm watching y'all all the time. Y'all have me cracking up. I watched yesterday. The fella who was saying he coming back. The child was debating, but y'all do it in good heart, spirited fun. It was Dwayne's birthday yesterday, Ryan. I already said shout out to Dwayne. He's 46. Oh, my bad. 26. But shout out Dwayne. I know you listening. Happy birthday, nigga. Shit. Okay, this one right here. Okay. So didn't I say that Bob Arum is going to turn to Santa Claus? So let me take this cash out there because I don't want nobody to think that I made this. I didn't make this. So let me start off by saying that I didn't make this video. It's a tutorial. It's supposed to be out there for you and me. So I wonder if I could take Facebook off sometime because they, my nerves. No, I can't do it the way I'm thinking I could. But it's a tutorial. I'm sitting here thinking about Bob and his pending court case and Terrence's involvement and the fact that he brought the court case. He filed for the court case. And we just coming out of Christmas. We in the new year. And I'm thinking the Christmas Carol. I told you guys that Bob was going to turn into Santa Claus. And ever since that file has been dropped, which has only been a handful of days. It's not like it's been months. It's not like it's been weeks. It's only been a handful of days. And Bob is already showing that he can play Santa Claus. Okay. I know y'all like, T, get to the point. It is. I started thinking of Christmas Carol. So let me get this all queued up and get ready. Hopefully I do this right. Here we go. Tell me if y'all can hear. If y'all can't hear it, then it don't work.
There are 7 key characters in the Charles Dickens Christmas classic, A Christmas Carol. Ebenezer Scrooge is a wealthy, stingy moneylender, a cold-hearted, nasty miser, and employer to his clerk, Bob Cratchit. One Christmas Eve, Scrooge is visited by the ghost of his ex-business partner, Jacob Marley, who warns of a terrible fate should Scrooge not change his ways. After being visited by 3 ghosts, Scrooge learns the value of engaging with society, including the sick and the poor. He vows to change his ways. Bob Cratchit is a practically penniless office clerk who represents the hard-working poor in London. Despite being forced to work in uncomfortable conditions for very little pay, Bob remains optimistic, loving, and merry. Charles Dickens portrayed Bob sympathetically in the hopes of encouraging wealthy benefactors in Victorian London to help the poor. The ghost of Christmas past is dressed in all white, with white hair and a white light beaming from under its hat. It has strange proportions, looking both like a child and an old man. The ghost of Christmas past shows Scrooge visions of his past to help him understand how he became the man he is today. The ghost of Christmas present is a jolly giant who represents Christmas cheer and brings Scrooge around town to see the great divide between rich and poor, and also to see how even the poorest manage to find holiday cheer and share their joy. This spirit also hides the emaciated children, ignorance, and want beneath its robes. The ghost of Christmas yet to come is the final spirit to haunt Scrooge on Christmas Eve, appearing like a grim reaper. The spirit never speaks, but shows Scrooge visions of what his future will be like if he doesn't change his ways. Jacob Marley serves as Scrooge's double, having lived the same greedy life Scrooge now lives. Now a ghost condemned to wander the world, lugging a heavy chain that symbolizes his greed, he warns his only friend to change his ways and avoid sharing his fate. Tiny Tim is the youngest Cratchit child. Bearing a little crutch and had his limbs supported by an iron frame, his untreated illness is suggested to be a result of his family's poverty. Despite his condition, Tiny Tim has a heart of gold. When Scrooge first sees Tiny Tim, his death is imminent, but after Scrooge's change of heart, Tiny Tim's fate is reversed.
When I was listening or be thinking about Bob's pending suit, I swear I'd be thinking of the Christmas Carol. And y'all saw that I put like a little running ticker at the bottom to describe each character. I swear it is. Bob is really like Scrooge. He's a miser. He really is. And even though they say, the guy who worked for him, and I put up Bud Crawford, the secretary dude, who was poor or whatever. Bud is not poor, but Bud is a working man. He's a regular working guy. And the past fighters, I didn't want to put up Mayweather, Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, all of them. They could be past fighters because they had to get a reprieve. They had to get from under the miser and come back and get a reprieve in their career. The one who did it the best was Floyd, followed by like Oscar and Mikey. Mikey has had a nugget or two drop in his life after leaving Bob. He didn't have like at least $2 $7 million paydays. That's $14 million. That's you rich for life, considering the other things that you had before you did all this. And then the upper room. A lot of people, when they get old, they be thinking about death. They be thinking about what's gonna happen to them in the afterlife or whatever. They want to get everything right. That's why you see a lot of people do everything right before they go. Bob is I'm not wishing nothing on him because that ain't my choice. That is God's choice. But Bob is at the end of the line as far as age, providing nothing happened to him, like a car crash, plane crash, whatever. Age is going to happen to him. So he got to worry about that upper room. And then you got Shakur Stevens, who's benefiting from all of this stuff, which, by the way, is a game. And it should be looked upon as a game. You know what I'm saying? A gain is a gain, no matter how small it is or how big it is, it's still a gain. You know what I'm saying? And Shakur Stevens is now getting the fight that he had been clamoring for a long time. He's going to be fighting Valdez after all. So did Bob or did he not turn into Santa Claus? I predicted that because you know what he's doing? He's saving face. I mean, it's a good move. He's saving face. And Demetrius said, pretty good comparison using the Christmas Carol to Bud's lawsuit. That's exactly what be going on in my head when I think about this lawsuit and what Bob was going to do. In the end, Scrooge came around. He did a solid for Tiny Tim because he did a solid for his father. Bud is like the big brother over there. If Bob, turn around, just don't him in the hard, just pay Bud off because Bud ain't asking for a lot. He's asking him what he's owed. For how he treated Bud all this time and the shit, the dirty deeds that he done to Bud. I'm with you guys. A lot of you guys say he could ask for a whole lot. But Bud is like, no, just give me what you said you was going to give me. I'm done with you. And let me be on my way. Is Bud not a mentor of Shakur Stevens, or is he? We know that he is. Shakur looks up to Bud. Shakur fights or practice with Bud in the camp. So Bob saving face to show the world, look, it's in his head. It's all in Bud's head, by doing people a solid. And I'm going to tell you, anybody that under top rank get what they're getting is good. Those are gains. Demetrius said, not changing the topic. Did you try those 2 sweet potatoes and 1 or 2 big Honey Crisp apples? I did not yet. Because my store, we didn't have much. I don't know what's going on. Like around the corner, they had these little apples. And I don't even think they were Honey Crisps. But I know the Honey Crisps, they big. Oh, they sweet as hell. I love Honey Crisp apples, but trust me, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. I got my sweet potato. I just don't have the apple that I want. So, I mean, I probably could go all around and look. I mean, we supposed to have ice out here. So I ain't, chance I just went around the corner. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I know look, I definitely need to do it by tomorrow, huh? Because I go on the base. Let me see. I could probably go to the next town over because I didn't see any Honey Crisps in the stores around where I live. So I go to the next town tomorrow and scoop me up a Honey Crisp. So you said 2 big Honey Crisp apples and one good sized sweet potato. Now, did you boil the sweet potato a little bit, Demetrius, before you put it in the juicer? Let me know that. Or you just put it in the juicer like that. I know it could juice it either way. But I was just wondering. Just not boil it to the soft, but like just because that shit hard. But yeah. So since Bob is in repair mode, I suggest that anybody who has business with him get while the getting is good. This whole move of Bob tells me a couple of things. It tells me that Bud has got a case. Because why you making a move like this, which you wasn't going to do, no matter what? It didn't matter if Shakur Stevens wrote a letter to the president, if he cried, if he begged, if he did whatever. Bob had no intentions on giving Shakur Stevens what he wanted. But now that Bud is doing what he's doing, here come Bob, saving face. So a gain is a gain. It's a gain. So if nothing else, that's gain number 1. I'm actually gonna let me write that down. That's gain number 1. And I'm gonna put that down right. I'm gonna say gain, just so we know. I'm just saying number 1. We're gonna see what gain number 2. We're gonna count the gain, GAIN, every day, like on things that Bob's doing to gain the public trust and to make his fighters feel warm and fuzzy. The thing about taking people to court on stuff like that, you never know what could springboard off of these cases. That's what Bob got to be worried about. I also think Bob is worried about opening them damn books and discovery. Because when you open them books, you ain't just opening the books of the financial deals you made, how much money you made. You opening them tax books too. You might not want to be doing that shit. No boiling. I peel the sweet potato, then cut it up in small slices. Place in juices shouldn't be no problem. Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm gonna come back with a report tomorrow, Demetrius. Gotcha. I'm scared too, like, cause I love sweet potatoes, but I've never eat them just raw. I've never in my life, but hopefully it's good. But Honeycrisp apples, yo, you guys, shout out to Honeycrisp apples. They are good. They nice and sweet. Oh, they make the best juice. Tell them, Demetrius, they make the best juice. But back to Bob. A game is a game. I hope you guys like my rendition or Bob's rendition of the Christmas Carol, the 21st century Christmas Carol. And it's just something I thought that was cute and a little bit funny. And yeah, we're gonna see later. Tomorrow we're gonna see what other presents Bob gonna put under the tree for somebody. But Shakur got his Christmas present. Shout outs to Shakur Stevens. I'm glad he got that. I'm glad that Buzz sticks to his guns. And Bob, I'm anxious to see your books. I'm anxious to see what you've been doing in the past decades or so. How you really been treating these black fighters. Well, and I'm anxious to see, did Floyd Mayweather make him change? Because Floyd Mayweather situation would have motivated me to change. But if he still owed Floyd Mayweather $11 million and he hasn't paid him back, that dude has no remorse. And yes, we're not sitting here waiting for Bob to grow a conscience. He's not. He's 90 years old. He's stuck in his ways. That is, which I say, pissing in the wind. That is pissing in the wind. Bob is never gonna change. He's not gonna feel sorry, and he ain't gonna have regrets. He's too old. But when he's thinking about legacy, he does have children. He want to pass his legacy on, and this, that, and the other. He's gonna want to clean that shit up. Centos is in the building. Was popping, King. Miss T, don't forget the first move Bob made was bringing out black fighters to speak up for him against racism. Yeah, that's the first move. That's his first move. As here come Timothy Bradley. Timothy, I'm gonna say this to you. This is why people call you a coon at times, because what you added to the conversation, you could have kept to yourself. If they would have called you as a character witness, they could subpoena you. I don't know if it's gonna be on that level where they would subpoena people, but you could have kept it to yourself. In one hand, I'm gonna tell you, I met Timothy Bradley. He really is a nice guy. I met him last October. He's really a nice guy, but you just don't know, because sometimes, again, know when to hold them, fold them, walk away. Timothy, what you added to the conversation doesn't do anything. You saying what you saying does not negate what Buzz says. So what's the point in saying it? That's better served when they call you as a character witness for Bob, which may or may not happen. So you put your head out there for what? Demetrius said facts. Place 4 or 5 Honeycrisp apples in the juicer. Once done, add a little cinnamon. Boy, Demetrius, you didn't got jiggy with that shit. Have you started drinking beets? I hate beets. I hate it. Like I said, if you try to serve it to me on the plate, I'm gonna consider it an act of war. But if you ever juice beets, if you ever get a chance to drink it, oh my goodness, it is the sweetest tasting, whatever. I see why they call it sweet. If I could make a beet juice every day, I would. I would. But oh man, you done found a good use out of Honeycrisp. And Honeycrisp apples are the best apples to use when juicing. Like, you can make, I'm gonna tell you, either the dark purplish or the black grapes are the grapes you use to just make plain grape juice. You talking about good as hell. I'm telling you, you can make your own fucking drinks. You know, you can make your own drinks. They got that one contraption when you get like seltzer water, or it gives that sparkling, like that sodary taste. You can make your own drinks and mix that shit together without all that fugazi ass sugar that they put in everything. Without the fructose, without the red number dye, whatever number coloring or whatever, without sucrose and lactase and all, without all that preservatives. You can make your own juice and have that contraption and kind of mix the two together and turn it into like a soda if you want. I'm gonna try that too. You can get real jiggy with it. But as you say, the first move is to get black fighters or black people to come out and be a character witness. Second move, well, as far as I don't know what the second move gonna be, other than because it just only count in the public opinion for black fighters like Tim Bradley and George Foreman to come out in cake form. Public opinion don't mean shit. If are they gonna say it on the witness stand, that's what it means something. But also think about the games. I like to look at the games. Shakur Stevens getting the fight that he's been asking for, if not begging for a long time. Why? Only why? Why is he getting this fight? And the only reason, let's keep it in mind, is so Bob Arum can save face, so he can poke a hole in the narrative that's out about him through this lawsuit with Bud Crawford. It is not a racial bias or racism lawsuit. It's about breach of contract. But we all know the theme that runs through it is racial. We all know it. And that is the elephant in the room, even though that is not on the charging dockets. So we remember that. You said, remember, place one large beet and some cherries in the juicer, then place that juice in the blender, add your berries and grapes. I don't like it thick, Demetrius. I like it liquid. I like it liquid thin. When you put it in the blender, it gets thick. You are really good at this. Most people be like, what's next? What's next? You didn't, hey, stop putting turmeric in your shit too. Turmeric and are you able to do lemons? I don't know. Some people don't like lemons. But if you could do lemons, if you're able. But turmeric, ginger. Put that in every juice you make as well. Place some carrots, pineapples, and ginger in the juicer. Then take the juicer and place it in the blender. Add some mango. Look at you. Proud of you. Hey, Brian Mackey, you gonna join in with us? Brian Mackey. You gonna yes. Vitamin, yes. He making his own vitamins. See that? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna try that out. Tomorrow. Look, I'm gonna be reporting. I'm gonna try that because oh my God, sweet potato is the best thing. You should eat a sweet potato every day, and if it tastes good, if the apple is the sugar, oh my God, what a meal! What a meal! I'm gonna try it out. But that's all I have for y'all today, folks. I'm sorry I did not look at that fight this weekend. I don't know what got into me. I might go back and look at it. Centos was popping. One day I'm gonna have to catch y'all at night, but Centos, I'll be asleep like a mug. So I appreciate you even showing up in here because I know this is your time to rest before you go to work. Demetrius, thanks for coming in and sharing. Eric Gomez, Noah from Japan, Jeffrey Duran, Brian Mackey, PGH Big Dog, And everybody who's been in the building, uh, listening to me. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. He wrote a new comment. Vitamix, a great blender, not thick. I have recipes with oranges, lemons, limes, turmeric, ginger, parsley, cilantro, and rosemary. I got a Vitamix too. I barely use it because it be thick. I even got the cheesecloths. So I really do be getting jiggy with it. But I hate thick liquids. I ain't, that's like eating. It's like applesauce. My Vitamix, I make ice cream out of my fruit. That's what I really use it for. And I can't even eat ice cream, y'all. I'm lactose. I've gotten better as I gotten older, but up until about the age of 39, I never could eat ice cream. It sucked, don't it? It just really sucked. I knew what it tastes like. I just couldn't eat it. Not if I value my stomach not going into pain or being balled up in the floor somewhere. So probably about 39. Yeah. That's when I started trying ice cream. And even then, I got to be real careful. It's more so, what's that ice cream? It's not quite ice cream. Yogurt type ice cream. Like the kind you get at McDonald's, like the ice cream cone. That's all I could eat. But now I just know how to make my own ice cream. I can make it in my juicer. I can make it in, especially my Vitamix. I make my own ice cream. And I be enjoying it. And I didn't add no sugars. I didn't add anything in it. So it's all to the good. One day y'all gonna all be doing this with us. But don't forget to drink your water. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Remember, when you know better, you do better. And peace.